Good afternoon, whichever time this is for you when you're watching and listening to Point of View. Hello to you. Thank you for being here with me. Why do people try to fix others' lives when their life is shabby? Dear God, as I sit before you to speak, I pray to you that my soul you will keep. And if I should die, before I finish, I pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. I am so happy to be here today and so happy that you're with me. Why do people try to fix others' lives when their life is shabby? That means when their life is out of control. And I see that example today going on right now, where someone is out there trying to tell other folk how to run their country, and this country is in confusion, disarray, and the whole thing. So that's what brought about this topic. Why is someone always trying to fix your life, or why are you always trying to fix somebody else's life when your life is shabby or their life is shabby? Whoever the fix is, their life is all out of control. Why are they doing these things? So I have some articles today, and they are good. One is Fix Your Mentality, 5 Powerful Ways to Unravel the Need. Some people want to fix everybody's, and their life is just messed up. When you want how to unravel the need to help. And also, I have Psych Logs, the psychology behind always wanting to fix people. And there was another one that I had, and when I was signing on, getting ready to sign on, okay, here it is. Beyond the Fix, how the fixing mentality affects relationships, how it affects relationships. So we're going to get right into it. And like I said, thank you so much. And if you need counseling, you need someone to talk to, listen to you, and try to help you with what's going on in your life. If your life is in shambles, Peace of Mind Counseling is my service, 4696-299-543. Thank you for being here. Beyond the Fix, how the fixer mentality affects relationships. We'll start there today. And this is by Julia Swab, LMFT. And this is January 14th, 2025, when this was published. The term fixer often brings to mind an image of a compassionate individual tirelessly working to solve problems. Can you see it in your mind? Can you see it in your mind? Talk about the fixer mentality. In relationships, a fixer is someone who applies this mindset to the people in their life, driven by a sense of responsibility to address emotional stability or life hurdles. So while the initial impact of their tendencies can be positive, the long term effects may lead to strained dynamics and potential burnout for both the fixer and those they aim to help. So there can be a problem. There can be a problem. And many of you probably have experienced this in your families, in your relationships. And you know, people are always trying to fix somebody else. And then you look at them and think, Hmm. Check yourself out and work on yourself and fix your own problems and stay out of mind. Have you thought about that? I'm sure you've seen people always seem like in somebody else's business, trying to run somebody else's business. Live, love, survive, thrive. 2025 and forever. That is my slogan. We have to live, we have to love, we have to survive, we have to thrive, and we have to take care of our own business. And if we cannot handle it the way we feel like we can, and if it's being harmful to us in some kind of a way, there are professionals. There are people who are trained, certified to help with these problems, okay? And there can be people in your family, people you are acquainted with, who may be able to help you, but just in case, get some professional help, okay? So we're talking about people trying to fix people with that fixer mentality. And I tell you, it can do more harm than good, and that's what we're talking about today. It can do more harm than good. So the term fixer, as I repeat, often brings to mind an image of a compassionate individual tirelessly working to solve problems. And so this can be a problem when it comes to relationships. People always seem like they're in your business, and then you might be looking at them like, hey, go take care of your own business before you try to take care of mine. What's that song the Williams brothers sing? Sweep around your own front door before you try to sweep around mine. People think about that. And there's a saying that said people who live in glass houses should not throw stones. Okay. The fixer mentality can deeply affect personal connections, often leading to a dynamic where partners and family members may feel controlled rather than cared for, resulting in resentment and dependency. Be forewarned, okay? These webcasts come to help all of us, to help all of us. Research suggests that while the initial impact of fixer tendencies can be positive, over time, the relationship may suffer. Partners of fixers can feel a lack of space for personal growth, and as Terry Bernhard, an expert on relationships, highlights in Psychology Today, and you know that's one of my favorite sites, okay? Fixers themselves can experience burnout and a feeling of being unappreciated. Oh, yes. Chronic fixing can prevent the establishment of a relationship between equals, setting up an unsustainable hero victim dynamic. Understanding and addressing the fixer mentality is crucial for the development of healthy, autonomous, and mutually respectful relationships. Healthy caregivers are those who offer care without overstepping boundaries or fostering dependency. It makes a difference. And that's why I want to reiterate this. Healthy caregivers are those who offer care without overstepping boundaries or fostering dependency. You know, there are some people, they want to step into your life and call themselves helping you, which they really think they are helping you, but they really are needing someone to depend on them so they can feel needed. when they are really the ones with the problem, but they want to insert themselves into somebody's life in order to have that person depending on them for some type of assistance or help. There are all kinds of mentalities out here. There are so many reasons for doing so many things. They embody a compassionate spirit while upholding healthy boundaries, valuing both their limitations and the autonomy of those under their care. So, let me do that again. Healthy caregivers are those who offer care without overstepping boundaries or fostering dependency. They embody a compassionate spirit while upholding healthy boundaries, valuing both their limitations and the autonomy of those under their care. By actively addressing the fixer mentality, one can help transform fixer patterns in relationships into supportive, empowering connections. So, our table of contents here is the psychology of a fixer, the ripple effects of fixing, emotional dependency and codependency, stifled personal growth for both parties, communication breakdowns, the paradox of disempowerment, breaking the fixer cycle, recognizing the fixer behavior, the importance of self awareness and introspection, learning to empower rather than fix, developing healthy boundaries. We talk about that quite often, don't we? Strategies for change and examples of healthier behaviors, how I can help you nurture healthy relationships. So we have a full uh, session here with just this right here. So we'll get right into it, and this is a good place. No matter how you may feel, change is possible. The psychology of a fixer. The psychology of a fixer. This is JuliaSwabTherapy.com. A fixer personality is characterized by a keen sense of responsibility to address the issues of others, often prioritizing these over their own needs. The need to fix often seems and it stems from early life experiences such as parental disapproval or growing up in an addicted family or family recovery environment. These individuals may have developed a fixer mentality as a coping mechanism, seeking to create a safe space in otherwise unstable or chaotic conditions. Everything that we go through somehow has we've been affected sometime in our life by it. The motivations we have, the inhibitions we have, something has formed our being mentally and emotionally, and many times physically too, depending. So fixers often feel a compulsive need to help, driven by a fear of inadequacy and a self perception that equates their worth with their ability to solve problems. It's amazing. I am so thankful to God. I am so thankful. I was sitting there and I said, Lord, please give me something to talk about today. I love to be prepared. And He never, 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 ever fails me. Never, ever fails me. And I am so thankful because I like to help. I like to help. And while I'm helping others, I'm helping myself too. So I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining Point of View with Ms. Shirley Polk. Thank you. Now I'm going to start this paragraph again. Fixers often feel a compulsive need to help, driven by a fear of inadequacy and a self perception that equates their worth with their ability to solve problems. The line between being helpful and compulsively fixing others' issues is defined by boundaries. Boundaries, okay? Boundaries. Knowing how far to go, okay? Helpful behavior supports others without overstepping, whereas compulsive fixing disregards healthy boundaries, often leading to an imbalanced dynamic in relationships. It's crucial for fixers to recognize their behavior patterns and work towards establishing healthier boundaries. Doing so involves differentiating between genuine support and the desire to control or define their self worth through their fixing actions. Engaging in self reflection and, if needed, mental health support can lead to more emotionally stable and equal relationships where the fixer's identity isn't solely hinged on being the caretaker or savior. Next, the ripple effects of fixing. The actions of a fixer can create significant and widespread consequences for those involved and can influence the broader dynamics within their relationships. Next, emotional dependency and codependency. A fixer's continuous interventions may lead to emotional dependency, progressing into a codependent dynamic where the fixer's sense of worth and the other person's autonomy are compromised. This can create a cycle of dependency and a misplaced belief in the fixer's indispensability, impacting both parties' esteem over time. Next, stifled personal growth for both parties. The fixer's tendency to manage issues for others can inhibit personal growth, depriving individuals of the chance to tackle their own challenges and the fixer of focusing on their self development. I must repeat that. The fixer's tendency to manage issues for others can inhibit personal growth, depriving individuals of the chance to tackle their own challenges and the fixer of focusing all their self development. So, this can lead to an unhealthy balance where the fixer's entire life orbits around their role as a caregiver. Next, communication, breakdowns, communication breakdowns. Persistent fixing can skew communication, with the fixer often neglecting their needs and the other person not fully expressing themselves. Now, this imbalance can disrupt the creation of a space where both people feel understood and valued. Next is the paradox of disempowerment. Ironically, the fixer's efforts to empower others can result in disempowerment. This dynamic can breed resentment and a sense of incompetence in the person being helped and burnout in the fixer, undermining the intention to foster a relationship between equals. To mitigate these effects, it's crucial to establish healthier boundaries, promote independence, and ensure that both individuals are empowered to address their own issues. See, some people want to take over and have all the power so that they can have somebody totally depending on them for the answers, but it's not supposed to be like that. Just as it's telling us right here, to mitigate these effects is crucial to establish healthier boundaries, promote independence, and ensure that both individuals are empowered to address their own issues. This approach can lead to a more balanced, supportive, and loving relationship where personal responsibility is encouraged, benefiting both the individual and the community relationships. Oh, yes. Now, breaking the fixer cycle. Breaking the fixer cycle. Do you know any fixers? Breaking the cycle of fixing behavior is critical for establishing healthier and more balanced relationships. This requires intention and effort, and several strategies can be employed to make this transformation. Next, recognizing the fixer behavior. This is what we have to do. We have to recognize, accept it, own it, and then we can work on it, okay? Recognizing the fixer behavior. Recognizing this behavior involves a person examining their past and current relationships for patterns where they may consistently feel the need to step in and rescue partners or friends from difficult situations. Next is the importance of self awareness and introspection. Reflective practices such as journaling, therapy, or mindfulness can help individuals gain a deeper sense of their motivations and the root of their fixer tendencies. We have to pay attention. We have to check ourselves. We have to examine ourselves. Oh, yes, we do. And then we have to be able, if we don't know what to look for, there's so much information out here. Just how to keep myself from trying to help others excessively or something like that. Just type it in and it should come up, or speak it, and there should be something to help you out, okay? Next is learning to empower rather than fix. Empowerment can take the form of supportive listening, offering resources, or simply providing a safe space for others to express themselves without fear of judgment or immediate resolution. Some people don't talk because they are afraid that people are going to talk their business and tell their conversation to other people. And so many people do that. Many people do that. But a professional therapist, counselor, psychologist, psychoanalyst, anybody that's professional certified, it is against the law to go jabbering, babbling, jibber jabbering other people's business when you have been entrusted with it to help someone. We're bound by the law. Okay? Next, developing healthy boundaries. Setting and maintaining boundaries is a skill that can be learned over time and may require assistance from a mental health professional. It involves saying no when necessary and understanding that it's not the fixer's responsibility to solve every issue. Next is strategies for change and examples of healthier behaviors. Strategies for change include educating oneself, did not just say that. And under that is understanding the codependency and its effects can be a transformative realization for fixers. Books by experts like Tony Bernhard can offer valuable insights. The next point here, practice self care. We talk about self care so much on Point of View. Oh, yes, we do. It's very important, okay? Practice self care. Fixers often neglect their own needs. Allocating time and energy for self care can help rebalance their life. Next point, therapy or counseling. Professional guidance can be crucial in addressing deeply rooted fixer behaviors and developing strategies to overcome them. Next point, building a support system. Relationships with equals where support is mutual can help fixers experience the benefits of non fixing relationships. Next point, cultivating patience. Change doesn't happen overnight. Fixers need to be patient with themselves as they learn to adjust their behaviors and thought patterns. By employing these strategies, fixers can gradually shift from a mindset of immediate intervention to one of supportive empowerment where they offer assistance without overstepping boundaries. Oh, this is so good. How can I help nurture healthy relationships? Is our next section. A nurturing therapeutic empowerment can help individuals with the fixer mentality develop healthier relationships. As a therapist, uh, and she is saying this is Julia Swab. Julia Swab, and it's juliaswabtherapy.com. She said, as a therapist, I would address this through a tailored and compassionate approach. I aim to recognize the deep seated beliefs and experiences that contribute to such behaviors. She said, though empathy and expertise, and through it, empathy and expertise, she said, I work with clients to uncover the origins of their need to fix and guide them in reshaping their relationship with this aspect of their personality. So, and she's promoting herself here, and this is good because this article is really good to me, and I think it's good for me and you, okay? So, at the heart of building a fulfilling life is creating a safe space for your personal growth. In our session, she said, I emphasize the importance of fostering an environment where you feel secure to explore your independence and develop your strengths. So, this paves the way for a life where you can thrive, nurturing self respect and individual resilience. So, she said, through this personalized approach, you can move beyond a fixer mindset, embracing a more balanced, empowering, and supportive way of connecting with others. Her goal, she says, is to assist you in cultivating relationships that are not only loving and but respectful, but also contribute significantly to your personal growth and overall fulfillment. This is so nice. This is Julia Swab, licensed marriage and family therapist. And it's her last name is spelled SCHWAB. Julia Swab Therapy.com is her site. Didn't you enjoy this? I know I did. I enjoyed it because it's very informative, and I really, really am taking information from this. This is Psych Logs we're in right now. The psychology behind always wanting to fix people. The psychology behind always wanting to fix people. So okay. I had a pop up here. They want me to buy something, I guess. But I don't use these sites. Just go there and use them without participating. Okay. This is May 31st, 2025, and this is by Psychologs Magazine. Psychologs Magazine, and this is psychologs.com. All right, let's get into this. Oh, this is such good information. Do you usually catch yourself in a pattern where you're continually trying to fix others, advising them, or jumping in to fix someone else's issues, even if they didn't request it? Do you find yourself doing that? Perhaps you even take pride in being the go to person, but most of the time, you're secretly drained, resentful, or confused as to why your help always receives gratitude. Do you start to feel obligated to do so in the process of it? So let me go back and do this sentence again. Perhaps you even take pride in being the go to person, but most of the time you're secretly drained, resentful, or confused as to why your help always receives gratitude. Do you start to feel obligated to do so in the process of it? So, if that feels familiar, you may be working from what the field of psychology would refer to as the rescuer mindset. So they give it a rescuer mindset. Here, that's the title. So at its surface, it can look like compassion or altruism, but something deeper is at play because you might be following cognitive and behavioral patterns unknowingly. So let's examine what's truly motivating this need to fix others and why it isn't always as beneficial as it appears. Trying to fix everybody and some got to be wrong on your side. Okay, do we end up following a pattern in which we help others in a way that would have helped us unconsciously? Hmm. We all have someone in our lives who's always there for everyone else. The friend who appears at 3 a.m., the coworker who covers for everyone without being asked, the individual who dispenses advice like a shrink but never shares anything personal themselves. Perhaps that individual might be you. Perhaps it might be you. On the surface, it appears to be generosity, empathy, being a good person. But behind that perpetual reaching out, that relentless giving, we sometimes help others in the very way we hope someone will help us. And more often than not, we're not even aware of it. That is so true. Oh my goodness. This is so good. This is psychlogs.com. Told you there are other things behind all of this. There always is. Always. Next, the mirror we might not know we hold. The mirror we might not know we hold. What Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror? I don't know the lyrics to the song, but I just know the man in the mirror, you're looking at yourself. And then there's this song, part of a song, take a look at yourself and you will look at others differently. Put your hand in the hand of the man from Galilee. All right. It begins quietly. You feel that someone is hurting, lost, and drowning. Also, you would like to soothe it. You bring gentle words, profound understanding, and a warm presence. But if you take a moment and think through it, you may discover you're not talking to them alone. It might be that you're talking to the unknown aspect of yourself. Sometimes, when we comfort someone else's sorrow, we tend to repeat what we most wish to hear when we're down. When we assist another to make sense of their turnout, we're often attempting to create order out of our own. When we urge another to be greater with themselves, we're reminding a soft inner voice, you too, don't forget. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Next section here, why it feels safer to help than to heal. Oh, that is a great thing. I'm interested. Okay, healing requires vulnerability. Oh, yes, it does. It involves calling out your needs, suffering in discomfort, retrieving someone else will hold space for you. or believing someone else, excuse me, please, will hold space for you. That's frightening to many of us. Not because we don't want to heal, but because we've been disappointed in the past. Perhaps our pleas to help were previously answered with silence, shame, or ridicule. So we revert to helping as a safer course. It allows us to remain in control. It allows us to feel useful. And it gets us the connection we seek without risking exposure of our own vulnerability. But eventually, this routine begins to exhaust us. I like this. This is so good. The quiet exhaustion is the next. The quiet exhaustion. The quiet exhaustion. The more we give and don't get back, the more hollowed out we begin to feel. We become annoyed when others don't reciprocate. Also, we quietly question why nobody checks in on us like we check in on them. We start to resent the very ones we used to feel good about helping. The exhaustion always ends with us questioning, what if I gave myself the things I'm always giving to others? That's a great question. Oh my goodness. This is awesome. Now, oh, okay. I thought I'd left my page like I did a while ago when I first started out. Turning the help inward. Now, this is great. Turning the help inward. It sounds simple, but it's not. If you've spent years defining your worth by how helpful you are, learning to care for yourself might feel selfish at first, or awkward, or downright impossible. But slowly, moment by moment, you begin to mirror your compassion back to yourself. Oh, you have to start first. You have to initiate it, okay? You first got to start, and then gradually you will make progress. Gradually, if you want to. So when you're anxious, you offer yourself the grounding words you say to a friend. Also, when you hurt, you resist distraction and remain with tenderness. Okay? When you're feeling overwhelmed, you don't push through. You ask, what do I need in this moment? This doesn't mean you don't serve others. It means you serve from abundance, not scarcity. Oh, I like that. Next, the good intentions that go too far. The good intentions that go too far. We're in psych logs. First time I've been in this on this site, and I am liking it already. And my question is, why do people always want to fix someone else? I'm paraphrasing. When their lives are shabby. Why we're always trying to fix somebody else when we need fixing ourselves. The good intentions that go too far. Support and empathy are the building blocks of good relationships. But the rescuer adds another dimension. to that rather than providing support when requested. The rescuer tends to intrude on an unasked basis, assume responsibilities, or become personally accountable for another person's issues and feelings. This can lead to imbalanced relationships, emotional burnout, and even codependency. What starts as care can quickly turn into control, especially if your sense of self worth becomes tied to being needed. Give me just a few seconds, please. Okay, my throat was getting ready to feel like it was going to tickle there. So, next, where does this urge come from? Number one, the drama triangle: rescuer, victim, persecutor. This is number one. One classic psychological model that explains this dynamic is the drama triangle developed by Stephen Karpman. It's Karpman, Karpman in the late 1960s. The triangle involves three roles. First point is victim, emotionally overwhelmed, helpless, or powerless. Next point, persecutor, blames, controls, or criticizes. The next point is rescuer, fixes, saves, or helps others to feel important. The rescuer thinks they are being helpful, but their actions keep the victim in a dependent role. The individual they're trying to save does not develop or learn responsibility because the rescuer will not allow it. Oh, yes. Wow. Ironically, this triangle is frequently a closed circuit. A rescuer may resent quickly, then flip into the persecutor position. After all I've done for you, you still don't listen. That's an example of this persecutor. Or become a victim when their help is rebuffed. Often, the codependent rescuer gets a sense of self through rescuing. Their self worth is tied to being the caregiver, the protector, or the fixer. However, that doesn't allow for much authenticity or genuine care for one another. Number two, childhood patterns when love was conditional. Childhood patterns when love was conditional. Much rescuing is related in childhood and is rooted in childhood. Children who grew up caring for emotionally unavailable, disordered, or needy parents, for instance, learn from an early age that their role is to maintain peace or fix things. Didn't I say that usually things from our past shape where we are today, shape us into who we are today. You hear that? Okay. As a result, they may have been rewarded with praise, attention, or affection, performance based love, not presence based. Performance based love, not presence based. Okay? So this provides the foundation for adult relationships wherein they still think that love is obtained by being useful. They might not be aware of how to be loved as themselves, but just because of what they do. That's pitiful, isn't it? It's so sad. It's sad to me. There are so many people, there are so many pitiful situations. It hurts you. It really does. And some of us might have been in those situations until we learned how to work our way out of it, got us some help, or hey, got out of it. Number three, anxious attachment and fear of abandonment. People with an anxious attachment style often overfunction in relationships. They try to keep others close by being overly helpful, accommodating, or present, even when it means neglecting their own needs. But this sets up a one way relationship dynamic in which actual intimacy is swapped for implicit bargains. And then she said, I'll continue to, the thing is, example of this, I'll continue to save you and you, and you won't leave me. That's a train of thought. There's a reason volunteering feels great. It lights up the reward centers in our brain. Helping gets us a release of dopamine and oxytocin, the chemicals that make us feel good. This can be a sort of emotional high, particularly for the person who gets their self esteem by being helpful. So, in the long run, the rescuer may get addicted to this validation, even if it causes exhaustion, resentment, or ongoing frustration. On the last note, maybe you tell yourself a lot that if you could fix them, why not yourself? But it is a longer and larger process of healing and becoming self aware of your patterns. We are all figuring it out one day at a time. Life is a gradual process, not a blip. That is so true. Life is a gradual process, not a blip. And here are some frequently asked questions here. Number one, why do I always feel responsible for solving other people's issues? That impulse usually stems from a more profound emotional pattern. Most individuals who take on others' responsibilities were raised in situations where their emotional needs were not fulfilled, where they needed to earn love through being helpful or useful. With time, helping others is a means to feel valuable, connected, or in control. But too often, the behavior of helping is also a projection of your own unrecognized needs. And that's very important that we remember that. You may be providing others with the care, patience, or support you've always wanted somebody to give you. It's not a fault, it's a survival mechanism. Recognizing it is a beginning of more equal, healthier relationships. That is so true. And the second question is it selfish to stop helping others and take care of myself? Here's the answer to that. And this is psychologs.com. Psych. Psych. Psychologs, excuse me. Yeah, there's an O in there. Psycho logs, logs, okay, .com. Now the question is it selfish to stop helping others and take care of yourself? And the answer is no, not in the least. Self-care is the most sustainable method of being fully available to others. Overgiving without addressing your own emotional needs, however, tends to result in burnout, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. Self care does not equal stopping caring about others, okay? It simply equals putting yourself in the circle of care. You owe yourself the same support and compassion you give so readily to others. Remember, you can't pour out of an empty cup. You cannot pour out of an empty cup. You cannot give what you don't have. Always remember that. The third question and answer is how do I know the difference between helping from love versus helping from an unhealed place? Great question. A positive indicator is the way you feel afterwards. If assisting leaves you feeling warm, open hearted, and energetic, it most probably came from a loving and aligned place. If you feel resentful, drained, or invisible, it could be a warning that you are assisting with the expectation of getting love, validation, or connection that you're not receiving elsewhere. Another sign is urgency. If you have an overwhelming desire to fix someone or get upset if you can't assist, it could indicate your own emotional wounds are being triggered. That's when it's good to stop and ask, what part of me is hurting right now? Awareness does not mean you quit helping. It just means you begin doing so with more clarity, compassion, and boundaries. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Oh, this has been wonderful. I have been so delighted. I am so delighted to be able to share with you. Thank you so much. This is Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk, and please go to SoundCloud. You can see it on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn. My new song, my new video, and it is expressing myself. And I'm just thankful to God for it. And I'm pretty sure you can probably find yourself in there somewhere. And it's not to arouse negative emotions in people, but it's how I feel and how I'm projecting to others how I feel and relaying a message to each of you that it's okay. It's okay to feel how you feel when it's healthy, okay? And there are ways that we have to express ourselves. And like I've said before, that I express myself through creation. And then I acknowledge the things that are in my life and not build on those instead of letting them hurt or harm me. I project them in a way that can help others. Okay. So my song is I Thank You, Lord. And it's a video. Is it a video? No, it's not a video. Do I have? Anyway, I thank you, Lord. So just would you go and listen to it? Let me know. I love you. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, God willing, is the Mother's Board, which is on Friday at 1 p.m., the Mother's Board Inc. Thank you so much. Saturday, 7:39 p.m. and Sunday, 7 a.m. is Greater Gospel Temple Church of Praise and Worship and Inspiration of God Ministries. Monday morning, 5 minutes of prayer. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays is Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk, 1 o'clock. Monday morning prayer, 7 a.m. 1 p.m. Central Time. Here is Point of View on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On 1 p.m. on Wednesdays is from the Biblical Files of Dr. Mack with Dr. J.J. McCollister. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.